The defending Supporters Shield winners, the LA Galaxy, entered the 2011 season with massive expectations. They had come close in the last couple of years to lifting a trophy, but Simon, 2011 was the year that it has to be done.
The team made a bid to host MLS Cup, and MLS Cup will be at the Home Depot Center. This was a can't-miss year, Beckham's final year in his 5-year contract. This was meant to be a special season.
Well, it's still unsure whether Beckham will be back in 2012, but in 2011, he was the center of the Galaxy. For a team that Bruce Arena built based on consistency every time they take the field, there were a few moments that do stick out in 2011. The biggest one, of course, the signing of Robbie Keane, the Irish international, as a third DP.
And at the same time, they offloaded their DP, Juan Pablo Angel, to make room for Keane, and Keane responding immediately with a goal on his debut.
Well, he's done that a lot. Of course, the California roll, we're calling it, as his celebration whenever he scores a goal. He's done it for clubs in Europe. He did it for Ireland. Now he's doing it for the LA Galaxy. But he wasn't around in one of the bigger games, I think, for this Galaxy team. At least a game that gave them some sort of spiritual help almost. A 0-0 draw at the San Jose Earthquakes, their bitter rivals up north. They lose both of their goalkeepers.
Definitely a memorable game because they end up putting Mike McGee, a midfielder, in goal, and you know your season's going well for you when you can get away with that and still take away a shutout on the road.
Well, the funny thing is, actually, Bruce Arena said the only reason he put Mike McGee in goal was because he was the closest one to Arena on the sideline. He said if he could do it all over again, he would have put Omar Gonzalez because he's the biggest guy on the field. We're going to get to a little bit more about Omar Gonzalez because he played a role in how they did in 2011. Well, the defense for the Galaxy in 2011 ended up being the best in the league, and it was thanks mainly, I would say, to Omar Gonzalez, an MVP caliber season for the big young center back, but really all four of them had a great season.
Yeah, and it was an achievement, though, for the organization that Bruce Arena puts on the field, all 11 players, because when you consider that back line, Leonardo went down to a season-ending injury, Greg Berhalter wasn't available all the time, and they switched out at right back. Frankie Haydick was in there sometimes, so there was a lot of rotation going on.
And also AJ De La Garza was in a lot, plus the goalkeepers, Donovan Ricketts with an injury mid-season. Josh Saunders stepped in and did very well, and I think proved that he is a starter caliber keeper here in MLS. But Simon, for all of the defensive strength that the Galaxy showed, it ended up that they had to still score some goals, and there was one man in his, let's say in his backside of his career, if you will, but he showed up huge.
You're talking about David Beckham with an MVP quality type season with 15 assists. He has the most influential season in an LA Galaxy uniform, and obviously it's the season where he doesn't go overseas on loan, where he is in preseason with the LA Galaxy, and it paid off.
Well, now they head into the playoffs. Beckham obviously going to play a huge role for the Galaxy, but how will they do? The Galaxy enter the postseason with Beckham playing some of the best soccer of his MLS career. He's usually setting people up, but two of the guys that he would most like to set up, Robbie Keane and Landon Donovan, have some question marks around them.
Yeah, Donovan with the quad injury, Robbie Keane with a hamstring issue, and even if they're not in the mix here, I think that the organization that Bruce Arena puts on the field, he'll have parts that can fit in. Sure, it's not ideal for LA, but they can make do.
Well, certainly some other strikers up there. Chad Barrett, Adam Crispin, Mike McGee can play up top even. And Juninho coming out of the midfield has had a terrific season in the attack, even those long-range shots that he has hit all season long. Simon, though, this comes down to really being able to grind out a result. And we mentioned it earlier, all those 1-0 victories for the Galaxy this year. It's huge for them when you think they're playing at home.
Absolutely. If they're going to hoist the trophy at the end of the season, they will have done it playing 3 of 4 matches in the friendly confines of the Home Depot Center. Huge advantage.
And they were undefeated in the regular season at the Home Depot Center. Don't forget that. This is a Galaxy team that is built to win the championship. The question still remains, though, will they take it?